Okay. Timestamp. Sorry about that, folks. Interruption earlier. Ju- no, you don't need to go. I was watching the news a minute ago and he saw Christine Nome, so he's kind of worked up right now. June 26, 2025. She's not here. Okay, calm down. 1:40 p.m. The reason I had to leave so abruptly was there was a knock at the door, and it was the septic guy, which is good. It's good. It's gonna cost. I think I had mentioned before that I had been told it cost about $10,000. That was many, many years ago. It's gonna cost around $12,000 now, because they've got to do. They have to put in a lift station, which I guess we're fighting gravity. The way the house is built, construction-wise, we're fighting gravity. Gravity itself is working against the septic system, so they have to put in a lift system, basically, to artificially make everything flow correctly, because it won't flow uphill. So they need to, and then down the drain, essentially, and drain fields and all that. But yeah, it's going to be about $12K. So, and not bragging because it's not my money. My parents have it, so I'm trying to get that set up. I have a certain amount of money from my parents in their account, which the purpose of, and it's not limitless. That's going to hurt, but it's there, so I can do it. And I already did a down payment because this needs to happen. No one, look, I'm going to take my pills while I'm talking to you. We are all guilty of doing what we do in the toilet, and when we stand up, surveying our work. We all do it. It's human nature. What did I come up with today? Oh, what an interesting color. We all do that. No one wants to inspect it a second time. Unless, if you do want to inspect it a second time, how do I put this? Get therapy. Call someone. There's no shame in that. Call someone. Because if the septic system here, if the pipes are in the mood, when you flush a toilet, it may come up the shower drain and say, give me a second look. What about this angle? How about this side? So, which is why I haven't taken a shower in 2.5 days, is I'm like, if I take a shower, am I going to be waiting around? So far that hasn't happened, but it's like, ew, little gun shy, so to speak. And I made chili last night. I did. There was some canned chili that was about to be out of date, because of course there was. So I chopped up like 4 or 5 hot dogs and did 2 cans of the nearly out of date chili, and we had some chili. Tiny made some sandwiches with it, and I just had a bowl of chili, sprinkled some cheese on top. It was really good. Fried up the hot dogs. This is very fancy, I know, but fried up the hot dogs with a little bit of oregano and smoked paprika. Smoked paprika. Oh my God, it's such a wonderful spice. But it gave it kind of a sweet zip to it, and then you add the chili to it, and fry up the hot dogs to where they start getting that little bronzy going on the edges and stuff like that. And it just adds flavor to the chili, and it all works together beautifully. Kind of ghetto, but kind of great. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? You can still make fun food with not $100. It can be done. Tiny 8. Okay. Acorn seems to have calmed down now. I watch the news and Kristi Noem's face pops up and he's, how does he know? He's under tables, he's, in the next room, peering around the corner. Is she gone? She was never here, man. We're watching, she's never here. So I've got to get that scheduled. They said they can probably get it scheduled within 3 to 7 days. They can usually have somebody out and they can obliterate the front yard to get it done. That's great, fantastic. Please do that, because we don't wish to do the poop review. This could have been taken care of 10 years ago. That's the stuff that's like, because again, I know I'm harping on it, I realize that. But the thing of it is, my mom was saying, I don't want to spend money, it's a lot of money to do it. They could have afforded to do this for years and years and years and years. And if you're paying to have somebody come and pump your septic tank once or twice a year, Brian down the street had it done like 10 years ago and it cost about $10K. That's how I know that part of it. Because I'd asked my mom, how much does it cost to get it done this 2 years ago? And she said it's thousands. It's like, okay, does that mean 2,000, 100,000? I think I've told you this before. And she was like, it's thousands. I'm like, okay, we're going nowhere with this. How do you know that? I know someone that had it done and they told me it was thousands. Did they tell you how many thousands? No. It's like, well, you're making major decisions based on, forgive my French, shit data. You've got one person telling you it costs thousands, you're immediately dismissing it. If it's 100,000, get it pumped every year. Sounds great. If it's 10,000, well, if we're spending 1,000 a year to get it pumped, or more, and we're living with the frustration of it happening 2 or 3 times a year, this issue, maybe it's worth fixing it so that you only have to have it pumped like once every 10 to 15 years. Maybe you're going to save money and headaches. So, yeah, we're just going to actually get the problem fixed. Because I talked to Brian, he was like, it was about 10,000. Okay. I'm wondering if he had the lift station put into, I want to say it's probably likely, because I was told that a lot of it has to do with the elevation and or the soil type. So I don't expect, 300 feet away that his house is built on different sand. You know what I mean? I have a feeling similar problems plague his foundation that would plague ours. Just, that makes sense to me. I'm not going to ask that question. That one I get. Vitamin C. And I'm washing it down with vitamin C. So we're going to get that scheduled as quickly as possible. But yeah, I had to go abruptly because I heard the knock on the door. I knew who it was, and I didn't want to miss that appointment. But today we're going to be working on getting the pantry dealt with. We're going to look at every expiration date and make sure that we don't eat any poison, and that any older stuff that is out of date but still edible, nearing expiration date, whatnot, comes to the front of the shelf. Very, the whole FIFO thing. That's first in, first out. There's stuff that I bought and brought over here that expires in 2027. That can go in the back. Let's use the stuff that expired in February of this year. Let's use that now, because it's probably still good. Smell it first. But let's use that now. We'll worry about the 2027 stuff after we eat the old stuff first. Tired of throwing stuff away. I just hate waste for the sake of waste. You know, stuff that could have been used that would have helped somebody, and just let it basically die on the shelf. No point to that. Taking my Molium. That was something that just no one comments, likes my videos. It hurts, man. It hurts. Someone asked me on the side what I was talking about. And it's that mullein leaf. This is 240 vegetarian capsules, whatever. 20,000 mg per serving. It's a two capsule serving. Basically, what is that? 60 servings per container, 120. So this will keep me going for a few months. But mullein is really good for lung health, which I feel pretty good. I got a little bit of the congestion in the back just because I just got up and my sinuses always take a little while to unclog. But I feel pretty good. But it's something that I've been advised by my mother-in-law, who's again pretty much an herbalist, and a couple other people in the medical field, dietitian, whatnot, that are like, oh, you're taking mullein, that's great, that'll help you. So, emphysema, mullein, will it heal me? No, because it's not correctable, not yet. I'm still optimistic, anxious about stem cell research, and I've done a fair amount of online research on that. I know there are places in, the Bahamas and Trinidad and all that are touting a miracle cure. They are scamming. So please don't fall for that. They don't have the cure yet. If somebody does have the cure, the pharmaceutical companies have already taken them out. So it's not public yet, at least. I'm optimistic. I think there's a lot of promise there. But right now it's just promise, it's not practicality. So that's a field of research to keep an eye on, because we may get a lot of cures there. It's pretty neat, the concept. But we ain't there yet. So I'm down to about 2 cigars a day, which is good. Trying to get back down to the quitting part. But yeah, there's no cure for emphysema as yet. The best you can do is really, really slow it way the hell down, and hope that you die of old age before it has a chance to actually wreck your life. That's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I just wanted to apologize for leaving so soon, and kind of give you an update. I might do another little stupid gnats. Yeah, I'm looking at you, man. I might do another update tonight, depending. Trying to do them when Tiny's not around, because I don't want. My family doesn't want to be on camera, and that's fine. I'm respecting that. I'll not talk about them, but they don't want to be on camera. That's cool. So, me, I don't care. I don't care. I'm just trying to make a history here. But, yeah, me and the Acorn did go outside earlier. No bunny stories. So, but I'll keep you up to date with anything and everything. I'm looking at the camera, and I can, behind the camera, I see all the different things like stacked up and whatnot. I'm just like, oh my God, there's so much to do. Anyway, I've got job security. All right. Make it a great day.